It was supposed to be just another routine flight. Passengers boarded the aircraft, seatbelts were fastened, engines roared to life. No one knew that within minutes, 349 lives would disappear in the sky. This is the story of the deadliest mid-air collision in aviation history. November 12, 1996. Over a quiet village called Charkhi Dadri in northern India, the sky looked calm and ordinary. At the same time, two passenger aircraft entered the same airspace. The first was Saudi Airlines Flight 763, a Boeing 747 carrying 312 passengers and crew, departing from Delhi and heading to Jeddah. The second was Kazakhstan Airlines Flight 1907, an Ilyushin Il-76 with 37 people on board, approaching Delhi for landing. Together, these two flights carried 349 human lives. Both aircraft were under the control of Delhi Air Traffic Control. Instructions were issued, altitudes were assigned. But something went terribly wrong. The Kazakhstan aircraft was flying lower than instructed. Inside the cockpit, confusion began to grow. Commands were misunderstood. Language barriers played a critical role. At that time, modern collision avoidance systems were not installed on these aircraft. There was no warning, no alarm. The pilots never saw each other. Then the unthinkable happened. Thousands of feet above the ground, the two aircraft collided. The tail of the Kazakhstan plane sliced through the wing of the Saudi Boeing 747. Metal ripped through metal. Both aircraft instantly lost control. They broke apart in mid-air and began falling toward the ground. Within seconds, everything was over. There were no survivors, not a single passenger, not a single crew member. The wreckage scattered across open fields. Fire consumed what remained, and the sky fell silent. Inside those aircraft were children, parents, newly married couples, and families returning home. People traveling for work, people chasing dreams, people who never expected this to be their final journey. At airports, families waited. They stared at arrival boards. They listened for announcements, but the flights never arrived. That night, 349 families lost everything. Investigators later uncovered the cause. There was no single massive failure. Instead, it was a chain of mistakes: wrong altitude, pilot misunderstanding, language barriers, poor air traffic monitoring, and the absence of critical safety technology. Small errors, when combined, created the largest mid-air disaster the world had ever seen. This tragedy forced the aviation world to change. After Charkhi Dadri, collision avoidance systems became mandatory worldwide. Air traffic control rules were strengthened. Pilot training improved dramatically. Modern air travel is safer today because lessons were paid for with human lives. Every time you look up at the sky, remember this: the sky may look peaceful, the sky may look beautiful, but it carries memories. The Charkhi Dadri mid-air collision. The world may move on, but the sky never forgets.